Hi guys, while the main parliamentary chamber is a bit of a talking shop and the main business gets done in select committees, however there is other side rooms where children get to play and rant and rave into the ether to make themselves feel better. Parliament granted Jim Allister from the extremist TUV, the Traditional Unionist Voice Party, a chance to debate an aspect of Brexit that he refuses to let go, the Windsor Framework. The debate, if you could call it that, went on for about half an hour, but I picked out this part which was a bit interesting. A member of the DUP tried to tie the idea of consent in the Good Friday Agreement or the Belfast Agreement to a vote that's due to take place on the implementation of the Northern Ireland Protocol. Have a listen.
I thank the Honourable Member for giving way, and he will know where I stand on this issue and share the same concerns regarding the Windsor Framework and the Protocol and the impact it's having on business, consumers and the constitutional future of Northern Ireland within this great United Kingdom. Would he therefore agree with me that those parties who hold up the Belfast Agreement as the be-all and end-all are the very same people who are now content to allow a majority vote, something that hasn't happened within 50 years, that runs absolutely contrary to the Belfast Agreement the Protocol is supposed to uphold?
Yes, for the first time in over 50 years, we're going to have a majoritarian vote on a key issue. And a key issue which, of course, has immense constitutional significance. That is why the Supreme Court of this land had to rule that Article 6 of the Acts of Union, which is supposed to guarantee us all within this kingdom the same unfettered trade rights, that the effect of the protocol was to put it into suspension. Because obviously when you build a border to partition and fetter trade, you cannot be said to have the same constitutional and trading rights. And yet, on that fundamental issue, we're going to have a majoritarian vote. And the message to unionism is, and it's a very chilling message, that cross-community votes was only ever about protecting nationalism. It was.
Okay, I need to explain a few things here. In the Good Friday Agreement, there is the concept of consent, the idea of consent, which means that both communities need to be represented in the Northern Ireland Executive. Now, the Windsor Framework, or the Northern Ireland Protocol, is not based on that. It's based on a majority vote in the Northern Ireland Executive, in the Northern Ireland Assembly, to continue with the Windsor Framework or the Northern Ireland Protocol. That's all. So if there's a majority who support continuing the implementation of the Northern Ireland Protocol, then that message is sent to the Northern Ireland Secretary of State to continue as before. Now, if there's a supermajority, then it will be extended for 8 years instead of 4 years. So in 4 years' time, there will be another vote. But if there's a supermajority, then it will be voted again on in 8 years' time. Now, this has nothing to do with the idea of consent. The idea of consent is limited to the Good Friday Agreement, which, of course, Jim Allister and the other DUP MP that stood up there were against. So you're trying to use an aspect of the Good Friday Agreement that you were against originally, and maybe you're still against it, we don't know, as a tool to try and bring down the Windsor Framework or the Northern Ireland Protocol. The Northern Ireland Protocol is built into it that there will be it requires a majority of support in the Northern Ireland Assembly to continue the implementation of the Northern Ireland Protocol. Now, what Jim Allister and the DUP are trying to do here is say, well, we need to have a majority of unionist support as well. No, you just need a majority of MLAs, members of the Northern Ireland Assembly. That's all you need. Well, what they're trying to do is they're trying to move the goalposts. Remember, they were against the Good Friday Agreement, and now they're trying to use aspects of the Good Friday Agreement against the implementation of the Northern Ireland Protocol. It's pathetic. They know that they can't win this vote, so they're trying to rig the vote in order for them to win it. Say, oh, we need to have the majority of unionists on board. No, it just requires a simple majority. If there's a supermajority, then it will be extended for 4 years. They can try and spend. Why don't they try and spend this next 4 years, if they lose this vote, trying to get support from members of the Northern Ireland Assembly to vote against the Northern Ireland Protocol in the future. But most people understand the Northern Ireland Protocol gives Northern Ireland a special benefit. It's in a special place. It's in the best of both worlds. It has free access to the EU single market. It has access to the UK internal market. And most reasonable people in Northern Ireland understand the value of that. The DUP and the TUV understand it, but they want it destroyed for political reasons. They don't care about businesses in Northern Ireland. They don't care about businesses in GB. This is a political, ideological decision that they're trying to take here. Let's try and bring down the protocol so that we end up with what we wanted when we campaigned for Brexit, that being a hard border on the island of Ireland. That's not going to happen, Jim. Let me know in the comment section, guys, what you think about all of this. As always, your comments are greatly appreciated. Thanks a lot.